Hey yo, what's good? It's Naturally back in the building. In today's breakdown, I'm going to be going over my micro gold trade that I took on today on my live account. I didn't trade my funded account today. I decided to just stick to my live. And I also traded NASDAQ on yesterday through FOMC. And we're going to dive further into that. And I may have a little treat for y'all at the end of the video. We may do a little bit of something at the end of the video. Who knows? But without further ado, I'm going to dive straight into this trade and my NASDAQ trade that I took through FOMC yesterday. So let's break this down, all right? So on a 30-minute demand, I said 30-minute demand. On a 30-minute time frame, I had seen that price had switched the trend into buys, right? So as soon as price created this low and then created this high and then created this higher low afterwards, that was a signal that buyers were stepping in, and now it was time for buyers to trend and do their thing, right? And that's exactly what they did. So they created this higher low and created this push up. From there, price came back, retraced it a little bit, creating another higher low, then came up to create a higher high. And that was all the information that was given, right, at the point of time. So when I stepped into the markets around 8 o'clock, I noticed two things. One, price created this 30-minute demand area, and it also had this higher low. So if we're trending bullish and we're looking for entry close to market open, and we see that price created a higher low and a higher high, what is the next thing you're looking for price to create? I'm gonna give y'all like 5 seconds to think. Mississippi 1, Mississippi 2, Mississippi 3, Mississippi 4, Mississippi 5. If you guessed it correctly, you're 100% correct. Price needs to create a higher low in order to continue the bullish trend, and that's where you should look to get your entry at. A lot of people see the bullish trend and they get the entry somewhere up here or right here. No, you want to get your entry at a level of interest, plus you want price to create a higher low, and that's exactly what I was looking for. I knew that price was going to come back into this 30-minute demand area right here, and I was looking for price to create a higher low. Once I seen this higher low created at 8 o'clock, I was like, okay, I'm not going to get in now because market open is literally 30 minutes away. Let me wait for price to show some type of candlestick, some type of confluence candlestick for me to get in. And literally that's exactly what happened. So we held down to the 15-minute time frame. Boom, price created this bullish pin bar. Once I seen price come into this 30-minute demand area, right? This 30-minute demand area right here, create a higher low in a bullish trend and create this bullish pin bar that bounced off of the 30-minute demand area, that was all I need. That was all I need to get into the market. Once I seen that happen, I hurry up and got in at 8:30, and it literally flew from there. I did not experience drawdown. This was a $200 trade. And let me tell you, a lot of y'all wait for the fourth confluence, the fifth, the sixth, the seventh. If you have to wait for 4 confluences, right? Let's say this out loud so y'all can see this on the screen, right? Wow. If you have to wait, right? So if you have to wait for 4 confluences, you do not, right? You don't. That's it. If you have to wait for 4 confluences, you don't trust yourself. You don't trust your strategy. You don't trust your skill set enough to even get in a trade. And that causes problems later on when you're trying to develop your trading skills and your trading, your trader's brain. If you cannot trust 3 confluences, then you do not trust yourself. That's point blank period. You don't need 4, 5, 6, 7 confluences, and you don't need all of these doggone indicators. As you can see, I have no indicators on my chart. Literally no indicators. Like, I don't see right here. If I had indicators, there would be an area right here where I can do a drop down and it will show the indicators. I do not trade with any indicators, just straight price action. And I'm not saying it because a lot of people are like, oh, stop bragging. No, it's not bragging. It's telling you that you do not need 500 confluences and indicators to trade. This is just simple. I'm just following market structure, looking for an area of interest, seeing how price reacts, and then I'm getting in. Simple, right? So let's go to the NASDAQ trade. The NASDAQ trade yesterday, I'm not gonna lie, Boy, FOMC, I enjoyed it. Honestly, this was my first time trading FOMC in like years, probably since 2023. And I'm gonna be so honest, it was pretty cool. So we're gonna jump right into this FOMC trade, right? So again, it's nothing different. It's nothing different. I'm about to show y'all that the same trade I took today, the same confluences I had today, I literally had it on NASDAQ yesterday. It's literally the same thing. Okay, all you need to do is find one strategy that works for you, copy paste over multiple periods of time, and test the strategy out to make sure that it's your strategy and that you like it and that it works and that you tweak it to your own mind interest. Because a lot of people minds read stuff differently. So tweak whatever strategy you have, tweak it to your own brain, tweak it to your own weaknesses and strengths. That's what a lot of people miss. But maybe we'll break that down in a further video. I'm not trying to make this long. We like 5 minutes in, so let's keep going. All right. So we have NASDAQ, and yesterday on the 5-minute time frame, I noticed that price created these higher lows, right? So once I noticed that price created these higher lows, I noticed one more thing. Price created this high right here, and at this high, when Jay Powell started speaking, that's when the market literally dropped. So it literally dropped and it took out both of these higher lows, right? Once I seen that, I said, okay, we are in a short-term sell trend. So now that I know that we are in a short-term sell trend, and that price took out these two previous lows, it created a lower low, a deep lower low, and I know that we have to take back all of this impulse that price created through Jay Powell speaking, and we have a high right here. I know that since we are in a sell trend, price has to what? Create a lower high. Come on, y'all going, it's more breakdowns I do, the more y'all will get how simple and easy this is, right? So once I seen that price created this higher, this lower high, and we had this newly created 5-minute supply area right here. Actually, hold on. Let's see. We're gonna go back to here so we could remove all that noise, right? So again, I'm gonna take it back since we got all this noise removed. Once I seen that price created these higher lows, they took the higher low out to create another to create a lower low, and it created this high. I knew that one, we was in a short-term sell trend, and that we needed to create a lower high in order to continue the sell trend. Price created a lower high right here in this area of interest, which is the 5-minute supply area. This candlestick right here, which you can't see, but they have a wick right here and a wick right here. This is an area of interest because this is all accumulation before the drop. Once I seen that price came back to this 5-minute supply area and literally created a lower high, that was all I needed. And then on top of that, I pulled out my fib. Another thing, when you pull out your Fibonacci, you're only pulling out the fib to see if price is retracing to the 61.8 or the 50% level. You're not looking for price to fly down here. But I'm gonna give you a key. You're looking for price to stop somewhere in this area right here, because we know that this is a short-term sell trend and that price created a lower high within the short-term sell trend. But once it gets back to this low right here, or even in this area right here, it can stop and bounce up. And that's where I had my take profit at. So once I seen that and prices reject that 5-minute supply area the first time, I got in. I did not wait. Again, same confluences I had with NASDAQ is the same confluences that I had trading gold today. Same thing. I'm not switching strategies. You're going to see over time I do these breakdowns. It's the same thing. Once I seen that price came to this 5-minute supply area and rejected, I got in and I rolled it down all the way to here. That was it. Easy, quick, $200. I don't know how long this trade took. I think this was 155 to 2. Okay, so it was like 5 minutes. Okay, so this trade took 5 minutes, and that's all I needed to see. And that was $200 yesterday, $200 today, $400 in 2 days trading my live account, right? Boom. So I did tell y'all I was gonna give y'all a surprise. So I'm gonna complete my chart right quick. And I honestly seen this setup play out today, but I like gold better, so I took gold. But I'm going to break this trade down, right? I'm going to break this setup down that I saw on NASDAQ that I really, really liked today. And I didn't trade it again because I like gold. So let's break this down. We're going to break this down from start to finish. How I would have taken this trade today, or because I had it already drawn up. How I'm trying to say this. If I would have taken this trade today, and how I'm just say how I mapped this trade up, this setup up that I didn't take. So I was trying to find the words to say it, but we good, we Gucci. All right. So first things first, what is the trend? We see in that price. That's actually, sorry y'all. I'll probably cut this out the video, and if I don't, y'all gonna be all right. You made it this far, it's cool. But all right, so we just gonna do it like this. I ain't gonna waste y'all time because this video is pushing 11 minutes. I'm not gonna waste y'all time. I'm not trying to push 15. So let's try to do this breakdown in 15 minutes. So first things first, we see that price created finished creating some bullish structure, but then it started to fall, right? So price started to create some bearish structure. First of all, it took out, this is the most important part right here. Hold on. Boom. Okay. So price was moving bullish up until it got to this point. Then it fell, and once price makes a big bearish impulse, it does have to correct. But in the midst of creating this bearish impulse, it broke this last previous higher low. Once price broke this higher low, we know that that was a break of character and a break of structure, and that price was going to switch to sales. So we have an impulse move, we create a low, and this low is lower than this higher low, so this is the new low, and price took out the previous low. Price then retraced to catch this bearish impulse to create a lower high. The sell trend has now commenced, and price created another lower high to continue the sell trend. All right, that was last night, right? So we get to today, and this is around 8:30. So 8:30 market opens, price establishes a new low because it hasn't created a new low since around 11:15 last night. So price needed to create a new low, which it did, which is this area right here. And just like the NASDAQ trade that I took yesterday, if you rewind back, the same thing happened. Price made this bearish impulse down, then create a new low to pull back. So it created this low. This is now a lower low, and it has to pull back, right? Once I seen that, I was like, okay, where is price going to create the lower high at? Pull out the fib, top to bottom, lower high is in this area. This is now your this is now your area of interest, right? Or AOI. This is now your area of interest, right? So once you establish that price has a new area of interest, and then it also needs to create a lower high, and it comes back into this area, and you see that lower high be created and bounce off this area of interest, get in. Do not wait. Wait to see how price rejects, and once that candlestick closes or mid rejection, get in. This was literally going to be my entry, and I was going to ride it all the way down to the bottom of this candlestick. And the reason why I was going to ride it down to the bottom of this candlestick right here, since we already in a selling trend and we're in New York session where all the volume is coming in. So I know that if all the volume is coming in and we are in New York session, we're definitely going to push down to the bottom of this area. And if you go on my Instagram, which is I am Nash Trading, so my Instagram again is I am Nash Trading. If you go on my Instagram page, you will literally see that all of my trades that I take and it's through a New York session and it's in the flow of a trend, I literally ride it down all the way to the previous bottom of the candlestick or the previous low, which I did right here. Well, not which I did, but what I would have done. And that would have been the trade I would have taken. So again, price broke this higher low right here, created a new low which is now establishing a sell trend, letting sellers know that it's their time to step in. It creates a lower low, comes back to create a lower high to pick up this bearish momentum right here, creates another lower high to establish the sell trend, breaks all the way down to the bottom with no pullback, creating more bearish impulse that price needs to take back up. At 8:30, price comes back to take up the bearish impulse at an area of interest, wicks off the area of interest and a 61.8% retracement. This would have been my entry if I would have taken this setup and I would have rolled it down all the way to the bottom of this candlestick. And that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This was a longer breakdown than usual, but I wanted to give y'all a little bit of tidbits, a little snack to get you on your way. You know what I'm saying? But again, if you guys have any comments, any questions, leave them down in the comment section below, and I will make sure to reply to y'all, break some things down, explain some things. But without further ado, this has been Nash Trading signing out, and I hope you guys enjoyed this breakdown. Peace.